This is the DNVR Broncos pregame show presented by Coors Light.
Hell yeah.
We always talk about wanting presenting sponsor. Here it is. Coors Light. We're here in the Toyota Lounge. I'm Henry Chisholm with Ryan Koenigsberg and Super Bowl 50 champion Bennier Fowler.
I appreciate you introducing me like that.
Yeah, no.
We're going to need you to wear the ring, though, eventually.
Should I bring it every Sunday?
Yeah.
All right,
Especially
I'll bring it every
preseason.
Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the chat agrees. You should bring it every Sunday.
I'll bring it every Sunday, and then you guys we could do like not necessarily. What we used to do in school when you would bring something and then somebody else could take it home? No, but somebody else could take it home.
I don't think we had that.
We would bring something into school, or the teacher would bring something in, and then you could take it home.
We had like a hamster.
Sharing is caring, though.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I have it insured. So if you guys want to take it, if you guys want to take the Super Bowl ring and have some fun with it, you definitely can.
Yeah, and it
That
just gets
sounds great.
lost, and then you get the payout, and then everybody wins.
I haven't lost my wedding ring yet.
We can't commit any fraud.
Oh, that's right. No fraud. No fraud.
I'll just swap out your Super Bowl ring for my wedding ring for like 2 days.
All right, cool.
Well, that counts.
Allie's mad.
When someone sees a ring on your left ring finger, they'll be like, oh, he's married. But
They
for
also
me, they would
would
be
think,
like, oh, he's married to the game.
Yeah.
or
Okay,
married and
there
a
we
Super
go.
Bowl champion. Yeah. Well, it's game day. This is going to be fun. These pregame shows are short. 30 minutes flies by so fast.
Yeah.
I feel like we kind of just got to get going through this first part. We've got the notes up first. In the regular season, maybe there are some more notes. There are more injuries, those sorts of things. Sounds like no Alex Singleton tonight. No Dre Greenlaw tonight.
Smart.
Opportunities for Justin Sternad and Levelle Bailey, you'd think. The bigger news, though, 49ers probably not playing any of their starters. What do you think of that decision, Benny?
I'm okay with them not playing their starters. I think Kyle Shanahan has his philosophy around certain things. I think right now they got a lot of injuries. They have other players who are older, like Christian McCaffrey. Ayuk's obviously still on PUP, I believe. So, I don't really care about what the 49ers are doing. I really care about what we're doing. I think it's something that I want to point out is that for these rookies out here, that's what I'm really looking forward to watching them tonight. Going into my first preseason game, there are a lot of nerves. Just putting on that NFL jersey for the first time, there's a lot of nerves. It's it's going to hit a lot of these guys here.
Wait. Let's actually talk about the way that you felt going into your first preseason game.
Yeah, I was really nervous. First of all, we were playing Seattle. We had just lost to Seattle in the Super Bowl, so we were getting ready to play Seattle. So there was a lot of tension in that locker room, and our starters were playing. So Payton, I think, played the first series of that game and went down there. I remember Julius Thomas. We ended up scoring a touchdown. Julius Thomas and Cam Chancellor, somebody got into it. I mean, they were fighting in the end zone because they were pissed at, getting pissed at, the fact that they had just got blown out the year before.
Yeah.
But I was really nervous. I think Brock Osweiler threw me a pass in the third or fourth quarter. He pointed down like this, which is a go route. So, hey, I had press coverage, gave me the point down. I didn't know the signals, though. So I ran a slant. And still caught the ball. He was like, Brock started laughing. He was a pro at that point going into year 3. So, but it was really nerve wracking. You don't know when you're getting in as a rookie. You got to make sure you know all the plays. And then you're really on the field with some of the most incredible players ever. So it's going to hit some of these rookies out here tonight when you're just across the sideline from a coach like Kyle Shanahan, from Christian McCaffrey, and everybody's dressed up. It's very different. So it's going to be exciting to see. I'm really looking forward to our rookies and what they do. And then also, I love that Sean is actually playing our starters. I think we need, especially Bo going into year 2, want to see the rhythm, want to see him getting in and out of the huddle and just, see him in his mechanics and operations.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it a little bit yesterday, but the Broncos, or the NFL, is starting to flip back toward playing the starters more in the preseason. Like you see the Bengals, the past 6 years were 1-11 in the first 2 weeks of the season. So they said, we got to start throwing our starters out there in preseason and try to get something going. It seems like a bunch of teams are kind of trending that way now.
Yeah, they are trending that way. I don't think the Bagels have started 1-11 because of them not playing in the preseason. I just think I'm not a believer in Zach Taylor. That's just me. That's a conversation for another day. But I mean, when you're as talented as they are, that's more of a culture thing. Like, there are plenty of people who don't play in the preseason who start the season off 1-0, 2-0. So I like the fact that Sean's super old school. We're going to see our starters play, and we're seeing the Chiefs going to play a quarter tonight. They've been going to the Super Bowl for the last couple of years. So,
it's just an interesting thing. Like, for many years as a younger man, I used to say, like, if I were the coach, I wouldn't play my starters at all. I could not possibly imagine the risk of getting someone hurt in the preseason. I just didn't think it was possibly worth it. As I've become older and more mature, I just think, like, you have to shake the rust off. Like, you just watch it year in and year out. And I mean, we saw Nathaniel Hackett, who was anti any starters playing.
Yes.
And it just felt like it didn't work. And then you see Sean Payton come in, who's a little more old school. He plays the starters a proper amount, gets them a little bit of work, allows you to go out there and feel what game speed feels like, people who are fighting for their jobs and, all that stuff. And now I'm back to the point where I'm like, yeah, you should play. Like, if someone gets hurt, that's really, really unfortunate, and I'll touch wood that I hope it doesn't happen for anyone tonight, but it's kind of the cost of doing business. Like, football players get hurt. It just happens. If you operate scared of people getting hurt, you're not going to be able to coach a football team. So I feel like I've matured in that way.
And the Broncos believe they're less likely to get hurt in the season if they go through all this. Sean always talks about building a callus. He thinks that this pays off in the long run, even if there is the risk. Also, I would just say, you being kind of a trendy guy, it makes sense that as the trend is, we don't do this. You believe that was the right thing to do, and now they're back to playing the starters, and you're a trendy guy.
I just think I've grown up.
Oh, that too. A
Tell
grown
me
up
a little
trendy
bit
guy.
more. Like, what do you mean you've grown up?
I don't know. I always talk about how every year that I watch sports, I learn something new.
How old are you?
I'm 33.
Okay.
How old are you?
34.
How old are you?
28.
See, you'll get there.
Wow.
Well, me and Betty will tell you about this when you're older. But yeah, I just think, I don't know. I think it's easy to say certain things when you're younger and you haven't seen it all. And you're just like, why would you ever play anyone in preseason? You can't take that risk. And I just think the more that you experience, the more that you understand. You're like, no, you have to play guys in preseason because you go out there in week 1 and that's the first time you played a football game in 8 months. It just feels different.
100%. I would agree with you. As I got older throughout the league, I definitely wanted to play in preseason. I just needed to feel the rhythm.
Feel the rhyme.
Yeah, exactly. It's bobsled time. I definitely just needed rhythm. I wanted to feel what it was like out there, definitely on special teams. So I agree. You just get a rhythm. You hear the plays. You're around. You're in the stadium. What is your routine? And I know I heard Bo talk a little bit about his time with Drew Brees, and I think this is super important for quarterbacks, just to hear these plays in real time and have a real play clock and have real referees out there. It just definitely helps going into week 1. And then there's a couple week gap between now the last preseason game and then the first regular season game. So you definitely need to get the reps in right now.
Yep. We're going to be live all night. Not only are we doing the pregame show, we actually have a watch along, so we'll be hanging out on YouTube. Hopefully you guys will hang out with us. And then we have a postgame show too. Also, we're going to end this stream about 10 minutes before the game starts. So if you just logged in, you missed the beginning, you can actually jump back to the beginning right now and start from the beginning, and you'll finish with about 20 seconds before kickoff. So there's an idea for you.
And then flip over to the watch along.
Yes.
We'll be here watching the game, kind of talking through it, experiencing it with you guys. I think there's nothing better than watching football with your friends.
True.
And if you're at home right now and you're not with your friends,
we're your friends.
We're your friends for the
night.
Yes, and come to the bar. If you guys want to hang out during the season, come to the bar and hang out with us too. I think we'd love to see you guys in person as well throughout the season.
It's starting to heat up down there. You can hear the vibes.
I can too.
I can smell the food.
I dragged a couple of my friends over here.
Yeah, how was your day party? You told us you were going to a day party.
Yeah, so I actually had my first drink at 7:45 a.m.
Okay.
But I've been pacing myself ever since. I feel like anyone that's sitting here would say, like, yeah, that guy, he did a great job pacing himself.
No, I got here an hour ago and I was like, oh, should I get Coors Light? And I was like, oh, I'll pace myself. I'll get one later.
Yeah, I've had like one drink an hour.
Exactly.
Every hour.
Oh,
there you go.
Super responsible.
Since 7:45. I had a golf tournament this morning. Me and my boy C-Mac.
How'd you play?
We played great. It was it's our member tournament this weekend. So it was 6 holes scramble, 6 holes alternate shot, 6 holes best ball.
Okay.
We shot 6 under, and we're in 5th place going into tomorrow.
Okay.
So tomorrow's all best ball. So that was fun. We went to a party after the round, and I felt like I've held myself together really well.
Geez, I missed my text for the party invite. Did you get yours, Henry?
No.
Well, it was just for people that were in the tournament.
Oh, I missed my invite to the
Have you
tournament.
ever seen the movie Wedding Crashers? Or,
Yeah. You're right. I should have invited you guys to the
Party would have been better. Let's hit the big storylines. Benny, what do you think the biggest storyline of this game is?
To me, it's definitely the running back room. I want to see who's going to emerge in terms of. Actually, not emerge. I just want to see how R.J. Harvey is going to play today.
Okay.
J.K. Dobbins, we know exactly who he is, but how is R.J. Harvey going to play? And then who is that third-string running back that's going to really try to solidify themselves in terms of making the team? Is it Jaleel? Is it Audric? Who will make a play in terms of that running back room? I don't think there's much storylines in terms of the tight ends. And then I would love to I want to see Jaleel Barron all over the field. I'd like to see him just immerse himself on this defense, make some plays out there, make some tackles, and just be fast and furious to the ball and see how he lines up. I don't really have any question marks. We obviously know who QB1 is. I want to see Bo get in and out of the huddle. Just want to see his operations, see him be smooth. I'm not looking for big numbers from him, but those are kind of my big storylines in terms of what I'm looking for. How about you guys?
I think running backs is a good one. I think obviously we're excited to see J.K. Dobbins. I'd imagine we don't get to see too much of him. R.J. Harvey, though, if he gets a pretty big workload tonight, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think that he's established enough that you say we want to protect him, we want to keep him ready. We saw Ashton Genty only had the 3 carries. Amarian Hampton only had a few carries. Travion Henderson played quite a bit last night, though.
He didn't have a kick return for a touchdown.
He did. He looked electric.
Yeah, he looked good.
He had a nice catch there, too. I think Harvey, again, later in the second round, it's a little bit different equation. I wouldn't be surprised if, from the middle of the first quarter until halftime, he gets the bulk of the carries. And then from there, every single one of these running backs has done something in camp that's made me think like, oh, he's got a chance to be that number 3. Now, obviously, we've seen it from Jaleel before. Audric trucked a guy a couple weeks ago. Blake Watson, who made the team as an undrafted rookie last year, he was a wide receiver at Memphis. They converted him to running back, so he has the receiving skills. Was injured most of last year, so he didn't get to really see him. And then Tyler Bidet, who we did get to see, career 7 yards per carry, better than 7 yards per carry in the NFL, just rarely gets opportunities. So all of those guys, I'm pretty excited to see. And I agree. I think that would be the first thing that comes to my mind.
I'm curious if you guys align on me, so I'm going to ask you this just really quick. 2-word answer.
Okay.
What player has the most approved tonight?
Ooh.
Troy Franklin.
I agree. Troy Franklin.
Okay.
But if I had to go somebody without saying, if we can't just, both have the same answers, Henry picked Troy. Who would I pick? Who's got the most approved tonight?
Yep. Do you want to hear mine?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Jaleel Barron.
Okay.
The most approved.
Yeah, I think Jaleel Barron has the most approved tonight. And it's not necessarily his fault, but he just hasn't gotten any buzz all through training camp. And so if Jaleel goes out there and just plays okay tonight and doesn't really do anything, people are like, this is the first time that all fans have got a chance to lay eyes on him.
Yeah.
There's going to be questions. If he goes out there and he balls, no one's going to be worried about him at all.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask you a question. What does it actually look like for him to play well tonight?
Just make a couple plays, whatever that looks like. It doesn't have to be a pick. It doesn't have to be anything. It's just like, did he get some really sticky coverage on an incomplete pass? Did he get a pass breakup? Obviously, an interception would be incredible. Can he get some pressure on a quarterback coming out of the slot? I just think that there's been no hype around Jahdae Barron all through camp. So if he can just go out there and do something that opens people's eyes, I think it would go a long way to keeping people from starting to worry about him.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's really interesting. I think if he goes out there, and I think I agree with you, 3 tackles, maybe a PBU in there or something like that, or to watch him blitz and get a quarterback pressure. I also think the defense is so good, and I think he might be so sound in his fundamentals that he might not have a crazy stat line right now.
Yeah.
Until it gets to the regular season. Pat Bryant would be my answer. Pat Bryant, let's see. I want to see, can he line up in the right spots, know the plays? How will he handle? I think Sean is going to target him. Obviously, he wants to see what he can do. So I think he'll get a lot of targets from Stidham. And how will he catch the ball? How will he separate? They're playing man-to-man out there today. Cover 3 and man-to-man. That's pretty much it. Maybe too high. But the preseason is all about playing man and just seeing what you have on offense and defense. So Pat Bryant's got to go out there and make some plays if he's going to try to get into the rotation and be dressed week 1.
Yeah. I want to go back to Jaleel because I'm curious how you see this basically like position battle playing out. So like last year, the Broncos draft Bo Nix in the first round. We know he's going to be the starting quarterback. Like they have the competition, but if it's anywhere close, Bo is going to be the guy. I'm curious with Jaleel. It's just a little bit different this year because even though he's a first-round pick, you still have Jaquan, who was good at that job.
Yeah.
And for a defense that was as good as the Broncos were last year, I think that if I were, say, Brandon Jones, somebody in that secondary who feels like Jaquan did a pretty good job on a good defense, if I'm watching him practice and I think that Jaleel is a tick behind Jaquan, I want Jaquan out there. Is that how you feel, or do you think that he gets that first-round bump and it's as simple as like, hey, we just got to get him out there?
Well, he's definitely going to get the first-round bump. First-round picks are always going to get the benefit of the doubt if it's close at all. And I think from what they talk about in the reports and things that we've seen is that he's a high-character guy and then also that he knows and he's very smart and he's asking questions. So I think he'll have an opportunity. And, he's got a long leash. He's a first-round pick. And then I think they'll play to his strengths. Hey, they'll, if you have to bring Jaquan in on certain third downs or certain coverages and play certain coverages with him, maybe he has a package, and then Jaleel, has to find some more reps on special teams or whatever it may be. But RK brings up a really good point that now I'll have eyes on that when the defense is out there. Is will he really make plays? Is he tackling? Does he look? Is he timid? I want to see the effort now. Now RK's got me super intrigued.
Yeah. I want to see him pressed up on the line of scrimmage. Like I want to see him play some aggressive coverage because it feels like these preseason games, there's a lot of man coverage, right?
Oh, it's all man.
Yeah.
It's all man. And now that RK's got me thinking, I don't even remember. I don't even think I've seen any highlights on like social media of him like.
Well, they don't show highlights for the Broncos.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. So
we gotta tweet some out.
I'm curious. Like you were obviously on a lot of football teams. Like, what were you looking for especially when you were a veteran, when you saw younger guys out there? Like, what did you just say? Like, oh, let's see what this first round guy does.
Yeah, you definitely want to see the first round picks. You want to see how they operate. You want to see if they know the plays. I think about some of the receivers, whether it was a first round or fifth round pick. I remember my time when I really became a veteran when I went to Chicago, and then I also went to New York, and I played with some different receivers. Anthony Miller, second round pick out of Memphis, who I played with in Chicago, and I mean he could catch the ball, and he started making plays immediately. So he got the opportunities. Who else was there? Darius Slayton was a fifth round pick in New York when I was there.
He's
he
nice.
made some plays early on in training camp, but that these guys are going to get targets and opportunities. So you just want to see them line up, and then you want to go see them make a play, and you want to see them catch the ball. Because as much as we are competing out there, this is everybody's dream. Like people are getting ready to go out there and live their dream for the first time of running onto a NFL football field with an NFL uniform on, playing on national television with a chance to make the team and have an opportunity. So that's what I hoped for as a veteran who, even my later years here with Carlos Henderson and Isaiah McKenzie and Khalif Raymond and Hunter Sharp. You want to see those guys make the team. Definitely guys like I've always pulled more for the Hunter Sharps and Khalif.
Out of all the people you just named, who is the best receiver?
The best receiver?
You said Carlos Henderson.
Hunter Sharp. I mean, he had routes.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was gonna say.
Hunter Sharp had routes. Khalif was super gifted. He put the ball on the ground, though, in a preseason game, which you can't do as an undrafted guy. But, I mean, once he got past the jitters, obviously he's been, 2-time All-Pro returner for the Lions.
Yeah.
So
He's sick.
he ended up getting everything together mentally. But,
I was just because Carlos Henderson was a 3rd-round pick.
Yeah.
he wasn't ready for the bright lights. And was he 3rd round? Yeah, you said 3rd round pick?
I think he was a 3rd
think
round
so.
pick.
He wasn't
Isaiah
ready for the
McKenzie was a
bright
5th round pick.
I think they were
believe.
3 and 5 that same year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Our coaching staff was not great that year, and then also, we had a lot going on at quarterback, which we don't have to worry about that stuff now. But I think if we had a better coaching staff, it would have been better.
Also, Carlos, not to pile on, but
No.
he sprained broke his thumb on the first play of the first preseason game.
Yeah.
That was the last time we ever saw him on a field as a Bronco.
I wonder if he got all that money. Because
I'm sure he got a chunk.
Well, he played. It's a 4-year contract, so I wonder if he got it all. Because he
'Cause
didn't. He didn't come back for training camp at all the next year.
Well,
he also got into legal trouble.
Yeah, he got into a little bit of legal trouble, and then I think he was definitely there in training camp the next year, but I think he got cut.
Okay. Jeez.
Yeah.
It was a short-lived.
That was a fun little sidetrack there.
Well, he also led the NCAA
He was
in
incredible.
yards after contact as a receiver.
And broken tackles and all that.
No, yeah,
it was
so
ridiculous.
He was basically just catching the ball and then being a running back in the open field.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting about what these guys are getting ready to fill out there is that now you'll start to see the mental aspect of the game come into play.
Yeah.
It's more mental. Everybody on this field is talented tonight.
Okay, we got a lot more to talk about.
Did I
Quick
miss the
note.
comment?
This is a crazy comment.
That's it. There's no way the
I
comment is
honestly
real.
think I think you might have got scammed by a bot.
Yeah. We're going to give a shout out to a couple of our friends real quick. One friend in particular, a new friend of ours. And that friend is Ent Credit Union. Ent Credit Union, there are a whole bunch of perks to choosing a credit union, but this credit union in particular is an awesome one because it's the official banking partner of the Denver Broncos. They have built a specific Denver Broncos checking account that's built for fans like us. It's loaded with perks, no surprise fees, no minimum balance requirements, and the money in your account earns dividends. So you get all that basic stuff, but also you can get 10% off food and gear on game days at Empower Field at Mile High. Your card is Broncos branded, so you get to rep the team. And you get the chance to win tickets to a Broncos home game simply by paying with your Broncos checking debit card. Every 10 swipes enters you for another chance to win. So if you're ready to bank like a Bronco, go to ent.com/DNVR. That's ent.com/DNVR and sign up for Broncos checking today. Ent Credit Union is insured by NCUA. Membership required. Annual percentage yield. Account requires associated Ent Broncos debit card.
Also, our pregame picks are brought to you by Bet365. The Broncos are actually... Do you know what the spread is?
It was 7 earlier.
You should have just said yes or no.
Oh, was it going to be a guessing? I love a
'cause
guessing
I wanted to
game.
see if Benny knew. The Broncos are 7-point favorites on the road to the Niners.
Yeah, and I'll be honest. I've been betting every dog. I've been betting every over. I'm not betting the dogs here. I think, again, the key to these games in terms of a betting perspective is you need your starters to beat up on their backups and then maintain that lead, which is kind of a tough little thing to thread. It's a narrow needle
covers
to
in the preseason are
They're painful.
very real.
They're very real. But I think just having watched these games, I mean, remember last year we were talking about the Packers game. I think it was 27-2 the Broncos won. Sean Payton in the preseason is like Bill Belichick in the postseason. That's what I'll say.
He's going to be dialed in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they win handily.
I'm going to take Broncos first score being a touchdown
Okay.
at plus 185.
I like it.
I dumped my entire account into Shador Sanders plus 2 or 2 or more touchdown passes last night, and tripled the account.
Nice.
So I've got something to work with over at Bet365. So I'm gonna kind of reinvest here But if you go over to Bet365 right now and use the code DNVR365 and deposit $10, all you got to do is to place a bet for $5. And as soon as that bet settles, you're going to get $150 in bonus bets. It's an unbelievable deal. You can use those bonus bets however you want, which is pretty cool. So hit up our friends over at Bet365. Must be 21 and older and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem or wants help, text 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER. Shout out to our friends over at Bet365.
All right. You guys have any other big storylines you want to hit other than Carlos Henderson before we get into the buying and selling?
I would just like to say that when you get your one offense versus the other team's two defense, you need to move the ball. So, I want to see this offense go out there and like, this is certainly isn't make or break for the season. Mm-hmm. When it comes to vibes, which I'm big on, Henry.
I know. Trends and vibes.
Trends and vibes are my thing. Names also. I'm big
also
on.
Names, yes. Jersey numbers.
In jersey numbers.
Yep.
You know me well.
Yep.
I want to see my team go out there and move the ball against a two defense with your one offense.
Yep.
We've talked a lot. I've been saying that Sean Payton should let this one offense go against the Broncos two defense, just so they can get a little bit of momentum going. It hasn't happened. I don't think Sean will ever do it. This is the night to do it. You're getting the two defense of the 49ers move the ball.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing exactly that. Let's score on the first drive. I'd love to see that, just quick, easy passes, some great runs, positive runs. I don't want to see any negative plays. I want to see Bo in terms of his operation. I want to see, what Sean does in the first, his first first 10 plays of the game in terms of first, second down, third down. I know it's going to be pretty vanilla in terms of offense. It's, 3-step drop, 5-step drop, and then quick throw. So I want to see, the receivers go out there and make plays. And I'm looking for the first play to go to Evan Engram.
I like it.
Ooh.
Nice little catch, nice little stick route or something like that.
Yep. I'll throw those edge rushers. Starting edge rushers for sure, but Jonah Ellis, Dondre Tillman, like they've just got so many guys who can get to the quarterback, and I want to see them all do it tonight. Buy and sell some stock. Me and Ryan did some of this earlier this week, so we'll let you go first, Benny.
We'll let Benny go the first three.
Yeah. So to be clear, again, their stock report, which is Troy Franklin's stock is up since the beginning of camp because he's doing well. There's also buy and sell stock, where if you buy Troy stock right now, it's a little pricier than it was before. So
whose stock do you want to buy?
Whose stock do I want to buy? I'm gonna buy Pat Bryant. I'm gonna buy his stock.
Yeah,
That's whose stock I'm buying right now. It's definitely low. And I think it, you could sell high.
I think so. Pat Bryant's a good one. Like the route running, like the ability to just like find little gaps in coverage, particularly against vanilla coverages. Like this just feels like the kind of game that is built for a guy like that.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to watch him play tonight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anybody else? We'll give you another. I've got my whole list from yesterday.
Or selling.
Or selling. If there's anybody you think is going to struggle tonight. Kind of a dark way to take it, but
I don't think anybody's going to struggle tonight.
That's going to be a popular opinion.
I'll buy Jaleel stock tonight.
Okay.
I think he'll have some huge plays.
I like it.
Make things tough.
Ryan?
I'm selling. Hate to do this. I'm selling Kyle Shanahan stock.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's low, and I just only think it's going to get lower.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, the 49ers organization has strapped Kyle Shanahan to Brock Purdy. And that puts a very, very hard ceiling on how far he can go. And it's not to winning a Super Bowl.
You know what? You inspired me. I'm going to buy some Mac Jones stock.
Okay.
Going to be a big night for Mac Jones tonight.
It's
the
not.
Guy who Kyle Shanahan wanted in that draft. No, I think this is the situation. Again, those vanilla coverages. He'll dink and dunk his way down the field. No, he'll be fine. He'll look good against a good Broncos defense. He's not going to get all the way down the field.
Against the second team.
Against the first team.
Oh, he's going to look terrible.
Yeah.
I'm with Benny.
I think.
Can I bet on a pick six?
That might be the worst stock I've ever bought. I buy some of those weird ones, those penny stocks. I'll throw.
Might as well just get Dogecoin.
I did that, and then I sold too soon.
I got it. Sold at the right time.
Well, congrats to you.
Thank you.
And we ran out of time because we were talking about Dogecoin. So that's going to do it for our pregame show. We'll be back in about 10 minutes to watch the entire game right here. So hope you don't miss us too much, but we'll see you here in a second.
This would be awesome. You
Yes.
guys got to
See you
tune in
soon.
and hang out with us.
Yes.
I'm super excited to watch a football game with Benny, something I've never
Me
done
too.
before.
I've
So
never
let's
watched
do
a
it.
football
go.
game with Benny either.
I cuss a lot, so.
Good, good.
We all silly like the mayor.